Hi everybody, welcome to the back nine playthrough for Pro and Expert Division for the St Andrews Links 18-hole cup here on the BK Golf Clash YouTube channel. That is, of course, covering holes 10 to 18. Please hit thumbs up, make sure you subscribe to the channel as well. Now, if you haven't seen the front nine, that is available already, so go back and watch that. Get yourself some content here and some routes and approaches to help you get started on St Andrews. It is an easy course, but some guidance is always good of how you might want to play these holes and tweak according to your club's balls and skill level. Many of them are drivable to the green. All those shots here are from Pro, because unfortunately I was never given an opponent in Expert Division in practice mode, but you can tweak accordingly. They play from the same tee, so these will help you regardless of your division. Timestamps in the video description down below. Good luck, here we go. On this par 4 then, it is going to be a nice simple shot to green, especially in direct tailwind here. Going with the Apocalypse, but you could play this shot with an extra mile and the Thor's Hammer. Any of those clubs, power and topspin will be needed. Now, I'm using a Titan here, stretching out to absolute max, because I'm going to overpower this shot. Spins as shown, you will need to vary the spins according to your wind strength, and obviously this is an aggressive line. If you have direct headwind, you're not going to reach over there with a power 6 ball. You would need to lay up, play with top spin, left spin and left curl rather than going directly over the rough. Max +0, full overpower with a slow needle, and outer wall curl to the right in this instance. Of course, if you're low on top spin or distance driver, you could play this with a higher power ball. But we're getting onto the green here, and you are going to see some aggressive approaches on this hole. You will see some threatening for the hole in one as well. Right then, a very tricky par 3 here, and by no means dialed in. This is actually one of the worst wind angles you can get, because we're going to adjust high onto that mound there on the fairway. 1 backspin, 3 left spin. I would always recommend going with at least a side spin 3 ball. If you've got a side spin 4 ball, you can set even more to the right. Take the bunker and the hump out of the equation. But here you will see me adjust up onto the mound, so I compensate with a couple of clicks of underpower, but it's not enough. This is a tough par 3. It will need some practice tokens if you want to try and dial this in, though. Unfortunately, the fairway is that bumpy, it's incredibly difficult to get a landing spot that is good. You could try the Guardian with a max backspin. You could try Sand Bump. I had a quick look at it, but it is a little bit glitchy. Just skimming the left edge, but we're safely on for a birdie. I think an eagle here at hole in one is going to be quite tough to dial in. This par 4 here, I'm going to stretch out and add some spin, visualise where that ball guide's going using the Thor's Hammer, but I'm actually going to shoot with the APOC. I want to clear the bunker with my first bounce. 4 top spin, 2 left spin, going with the Titan there for the wind push rather than a Kingmaker. And there we see I can land comfortably past the bunker. If you don't fancy playing this route, you could play out to the left where the left edge of my white ring is with top spin, second bounce into the rough and then trickle out to the green, but you might need more top spin or maybe go with a big topper or a higher power ball. Max +0, no overpower here, just hitting perfect, and then this one is going to clear the bunker easily and then trickles down the right-hand side of the green, and we're going to have a very, very easy wedge for our eagle from there. Onto this par 4 then, and again tailwind has been given to me here very nicely, but still crosswind, you've got a good chance of making it to the fringe as well. Now I'm aiming here with 5.8 top spin, 2 right spin, second bounce nicely over the rough, and you see I'm taking a shortcut over the rough which isn't too wide, so going over that narrower strip of rough, but I'm going to play with right curl to take that pot bunker out of the equation rather than going directly over more rough, because it's hard to top spin out of that. But you could go directly at it, removing the need for curl if you wish. Again, variety of drivers here, extra mile 8+, Thor's Hammer, Apocalypse, all very, very good indeed. Half a ball of curl to the right, hit perfect, bouncing comfortably there, not threatening the rough, and rolling up for a very, very simple wedge. Max +10 is the adjustment in this wind angle. Onto this par 5 now, and we have a little bit of headwind, so I'm going to set up the top of +4 with APOC 5 and above. That will be at the top of +10 with APOC level 4. 5.5 top spin, half a bar of left spin. In direct headwind, I would play this with 6 top spin. Tailwind, reduce it down to between 4.5 and 5 bars of top spin, depending on your club's power. Max -5. We want to lay up on this fairway without threatening the rough on the end. We're going to be easily within sniper range for the second shot. So you don't need to push this right to the edge of the fairway. Just play it comfortably and safely. Max -5. Drive distance here is going to be around 350. Now from there we can play a sniper fairly close to min distance. There's the minimum distance line. I have a look at the ball guide there. Unfortunately, the fringe does come into play if I'm going to be adding spin. So I'm pushing up a few rings here, about 5 or 6 rings, so that I can get rid of any glitchy parts around the fringe where the fairway joins the green. Adding a little bit of spin just to get that ball guide just beyond the hole by about 1 or 2 green squares, depending on your wind angle. In headwind, of course. Tailwind, you would need it short of the hole. Offsetting also slightly to the left because the wind is going to push me to the right. I would recommend you play this shot true club distance +5 elevation. Here I played about 12 or 13% on the slider, hitting perfect. This was my first look at this hole, and very pleased. Got the albatross here, got rid of any glitchy parts on the fringe, and we drop it right at the pin. Another par 4 here, and again we are going to try and get to the green, and we're going with 5.8 top spin, a 2 bars side spin to the right, setting up there max distance with a power 6 ball with the APOC 5 and above. Extra mile 8 would work here as well. In the end, I actually back off though from max. I want to try and use curl to thread the needle between those 2 bunkers. So I go to top of +10, and also that means that APOC 4 could play this shot as well. Max +0 is going to be my adjustment here. We don't need much elevation off the tee on St Andrews. And then we're going to go with full overpower. It will be quite a shaky needle with APOC 4, but it's semi-shaky with APOC 5+. 3/4 ball curl to the right. I do hit a great right here. It's going to be absolutely fine. It may not have been fine with the extra mile level 8, but there is room for a great ball, and that's a setup that I like. We're getting onto the green here, and just for those who are wondering, I'm actually going to show you the setup for the putt, because it looks like it's a massive putt, but it is downhill. So pulling the ball back here, the needle is not shaking at all, so there is no overpower required. On to this par 4, nice and straight, not many bunkers going to bother us here, but we have headwind. So we're going to set up with the quarterback, blue ring touching the rough on the right at P6 max rest. Then we switch to extra mile, Thor's Hammer or APOC. 5.8 top spin, 2 bars side spin to the right. Titan or Kingmaker, absolutely fine. Adjustment here, max -5. Max -5. And this wind angle, we're not going to get to wedge range, unusually, on St Andrews. We're going to have a thorn, but it's still going to be a very good chance for a drop. Full overpower, little bit of curl to the right, hitting perfect with a slow needle, and we're getting this one down very nicely. Obviously, in tailwind, you are going to get a lot nearer the green, but here, 365, you can play rings from min, thorn. So find the min line. Then look, you can see I get a different response from the ball guide going over the fringe. So I want to aim on the green with my first bounce. Otherwise, we're going to risk having inconsistent bounces. So count the rings from min, and then we're needing to add a little bit of top spin or back spin depending on your wind angle. I'm going to play 10% elevation. For every ring you push up from min, it's 1% on the slider. So if I pushed up 8 rings, you would play 8% slider. If you pushed up 13 rings, you would play 13% slider, and so on. Very good opportunity, rings from min, pulling over the bullseye on this one. Obviously, tailwind, you want to leave that ball guide a little bit short of the hole. Direct headwind, you need it going about 1 green square through the hole. But a very good chance nonetheless. And there you see, we've got it right here, hit the pin, and we fall for an eagle. Right, a narrow fairway on this par 4. We can still get to green, especially with a tailwind angle. Max plus 0 is going to be the adjustment here. And again, you don't have to have an APOC level 5 to play this shot. Going to add spin, 5.8 top spin, 2 left spin. Extra mile, 8 plus is going to be fine here as well. If you've got a really low account, you could get down there with a big topper. Unsure if you're going to get to the green. But, you know, a distance driver is always better if you have it. Thor's Hammer, very good option as well. P6 max rest, adjust max plus 0. Full overpower, it is a slow needle, as I'm not pushing up to max club. And we're going with half a ball of curl to the left. Hitting perfect on this one. It's going to bounce down and go round the middle of the fairway, not threatening the rough or the sand. And we're rolling up to the green, and we're going to have a very makeable wedge for our eagle. Finally, we have the famous, or one of the famous holes from St Andrews, that view to the buildings there. And we're going to go max plus 10 here. This is going to be a case of get it to green, or the front fringe in all wind angles. You might need to go with a higher power ball if you don't want to play with full overpower in headwind. But any form of crosswind or tailwind, you've got to get it down there. It is simple as that. If you've got more topspin, you could use it, but of course there is always a risk of a glitch roll, so I would rather play safe and have a chip in from the front of the green rather than trying to save it from the road or the rough at the back. And you can see the spins I'm using, I just max plus 10. I do not push up because I want a max overpower needle, which is nice and slow and makes it easy for me to hit perfect. However, there's really no hazards that you're going to fall into unless you hook or slice this ball. You are going to be close to the green. A small push-up or more topspin would get us a shorter wedge. Thanks very much for watching this video here on the channel. If it has helped you in any way, please consider sharing it amongst your friends and clanmates in the game. Join us also on Facebook. Head over there, search for BK Golf Clash and join our free group. Loads of members there sharing shots. Free guides are posted, as well as loads of other great Golf Clash resources. So check us out there. You can join in the discussion and also leave feedback on the game in general. Finally, if you wish to help support the channel and keep the content free for everybody, please consider becoming a Patreon member. The link is in the video description down below. Good luck, see you soon, bye for now.